Okay, so today is Monday. Not much happens on a Monday, or at least this Monday. Sometimes Mondays are busy for me, but today, not busy. So instead of trying to create some kind of vlog-worthy day and like just busting my butt all day about that, I figured it would be better for me and better for you guys if instead of doing a normal vlog, I did more of like a story video. And this video is gonna be about the time that I was... That's right, when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I don't remember exactly, but my family lived in an RV for an entire year. We weren't living here, we were living down in California, and we were living in someone's guest house because we were renting this guest house from these people, and it was a really cool setup, but then they sold the house and they're like, yo, you guys, you have 30 days to get out of here. And like, my family has never been great with money. Not like we're good with it. I don't know. We just don't have a lot of money. So we didn't really have a way to get out of this great situation. We were living here. It was cheap. It was a good house. Into somewhere else in 30 days because that's a lot of money. And so my parents figured what would be best is to buy an RV and then live in the RV for just like a month or something until they figure out what we're doing. So they bought this RV. And when I say we were living in an RV, I do not mean we were living in this RV. The RV we were living in looks more like this. So we're talking old RV. It would break down constantly. It was small, but it was just, let's see, hold on. Me, Shannon, Cadence, and then my parents. So 5 people were living in this RV. That was small, but we were all really young, so like we were small, and they were, 2 adults, so it's fine. We lived in the RV for an entire year, which seems crazy, but we weren't living in the same spot the whole year. How we did it, we didn't buy like a piece of property and then put the RV on there and live in it, or like go to like a trailer park or something like that. What we did was we would go and drive all around like California. We would drive to different campsites. Some you can stay at a campsite for a total of 7 days a week. Some you can stay for a total of 30 days. So we would go to about 5 different campsites and like rotating them. And so one week I'd be living literally on Malibu Beach. Okay, I'd walk out the door, step into the sand, and there's the ocean. And that was insane. And then the next week I'd be living in the forest, and one we went to a bunch was Malibu Creek State Park. I found a picture online. We literally stayed in this spot. This was our favorite spot because outside the picture, there's a tree right here, a giant tree that like came down, and the people that had gone there and people that owned the state park, they went out and they cleared under the tree, so it's a tree and then it's just dirt all around it. And so we would set up like our camping chairs and a picnic table and like all that stuff. We'd set it up under this tree because it's super hot in California, and it was always hot because we were always outside. And we would just live under this tree, and like we had the RV for like cooking and we slept in there, but that's it. Every morning I would wake up and we would hike. We would just go out, because I was homeschooled at the time, so I didn't have to go to school. I'm still homeschooled. We would wake up and we would go hiking, and on the trail, we would like be doing school as we walked. So like, hey, multiplication tables, what's this? Or they'd just be teaching us things. My dad, because my mom was working at an escrow company or something at the time. And so we would just go and hike. Me and my 2 brothers and my dad would just hike every day, 5 miles a day. And like, when we think like, I'm trying to think of like a cool story about this. Hold on, give me a second. So we were living in Malibu Creek State Park. We were at not our spot that we liked with the tree, but one right next to it. I think it was spot like number 8 or 9 or something, and the good spot was 10. 10 was the good spot. But we were there and like we were living, and I was really getting into skateboarding at the time, so I was reading like a skateboard magazine. I'm sitting out on a rock, because I don't know why, so I just wanted to go sit on a rock in this big grass area and just read my skateboard magazine. I look over and I see a snake like going through the grass. So there were a lot of snakes when you're camping. So I was used to seeing snakes, so I almost got up and went over there. But then I'm like, wait, hold on just a second. And I wait, and sure enough, through the grass, I see slithering through a rattlesnake tail, which still was not super like unheard of. I saw rattlesnakes like almost every week, but it was still like, oh, don't touch that, because it's a rattlesnake. So I go over and I'm like, yo, Dad, there's a rattlesnake over there. And it's like, what? And then we see it, and it's slithering like into someone's like campsite, like with their tent right there. And so he's like, uh-oh, and then like the people are like, oh, there's a rattlesnake. So my dad, I'm not kidding you, my little 5'7" dad, bald guy, he was always bald, like as long as I've been alive, he's been bald. And he's small, and he runs over there, and like also, when we were living in like campgrounds, he probably wore a shirt like 3% of the time. So he's over there, he runs over there in his cargo shorts and shirtless, bald guy, runs over, and they're like, oh, the snake's in there. He's like, oh, don't worry, I got it. And he bends down, and I kid you not, he picked up the entire snake. It was a 6-foot rattlesnake. It was longer than he is tall. And I just have this like vision burned into my head of my dad standing there in the grass like this, holding a rattlesnake over his head. I'm not making this up, this is real. He's holding this rattlesnake over his head, like he grabbed the head so it can't bite him. He's holding it like this, and then there's a big hill like next to the campsite, and he looks around and then throws the rattlesnake. And I just watched this 6-foot snake fly up into the trees on the other side, like it goes up over the hill and then just goes down into the trees. And that was probably my favorite RV story ever, because like that's crazy to see someone, especially like your dad, go and grab a rattlesnake and throw it, like a snake that could have killed him. And he was just like, this is what I gotta do, because he knows animals. He was a vet tech for like a long time, and so he knows like everything about animals, so he knows how to pick up a snake so it doesn't bite him. But it was still so crazy to see. Yeah. And like living in this RV was like really one of the coolest things I've ever done, because even though, I mean, like, if you looked at it one way, we were homeless, but if you looked at it another way, we were literally living everywhere at the same time. And it was the coolest thing, because I'd be, you know, on the beach playing with a giant stick, and then the next day I'd be in the woods swinging on a swing that I found. And it was the coolest thing for like me, like growing up, because when I was really young, I didn't have a mindset of make the best of everything and be optimistic like I kind of do now. Back then I was bored all the time, and I would constantly complain about being bored. And then one day my mom said to me, only boring people get bored. And at the time I thought she was just being rude, but as I like grow and get older and stuff, I'm realizing that's really true. You can find anything in the world and make it exciting and make it something you want to do. You just gotta have the right attitude to do it. Like, you know, living in an RV. Could have been the worst. It was the best. And like, I can't believe, like looking back, that we did this for a full year. Like, this was so cool. And there were all these times about like these pictures on the beach and in the woods and going on hikes, and Cadence laying on the ground in front of his tricycle. I was probably looking at a bug or something, I don't know. But it's just so cool to look back on these and like remember what it was like to be doing that. Like, honestly, I'd do that again. Honestly, I kind of hope I will at some point, because this was so cool to do. I don't know, living like that, it opens you up to realize that everything is something if you make it something. Okay, so like some people be like, oh, we couldn't afford living in a house, so we just lived in an RV and it was the worst. No, I lived like the dream life. I was on the beach, I was in the woods, there were a couple nights where we would even stay in like a Walmart parking lot, and even that was cool, because we'd be like, you guys want to go to Walmart? And then just go walk around Walmart for like 2 hours, because we had nothing else to do, and then, you know, go to In-N-Out, and then come back to the RV and go to bed, then the next day drive to a new campsite. But it was one of the coolest times of my life this far. But it's not the coolest ever, because, you know, life only gets better. Oh, check this out. Even then, your boy knew how to keep it real. I don't know. The moral of this video, I'm not really sure what it is. It was supposed to just be like a story about me living in an RV, but it kind of became like a motivational, almost like you can do anything and you can be happy. And like, I don't know, I believe that. You can be happy doing whatever. Living in an RV, for example. But like, I don't know, there were so many great parts of it that it made it so amazing. And like, in my head now, it's become one of my favorite memories, living in this RV. Because I mean, I was in the sun every day. I was skateboarding around campsites every day. I was living like, honestly, I was living my best life as an 8-year-old could at that time because it was just so cool. I was making slingshots and I was like giving myself war paint and running around, not wearing a shirt all the time. It was so cool and like, I don't know. I hope you like listening to me rants about this. Sorry there's no vlog. This is probably going to be better than a vlog, let's be real though. Thanks for watching. If you are not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 100 subs. I want to get there like this week, you guys. Come on, I want to see that go from 99 to 100. Triple digits, baby. And after that, quadruple digits, and so on and so forth. You know how it is. But thank you for listening to me talk about living in an RV.